Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today's May 7th, 2019, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day. Earlier this morning at 6:30 South African time, out of Australia, we had a cash rate decision which spiked the Aussie dollar. Now, just taking a recap of the markets, we looked at the Aussie dollar just spiking on the rate decision. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Dow Jones has pretty much been a roller coaster, up 500 points, down 500 points. We'll take a look at it just a moment. And the JSE is trading on support, which is really an important criteria. Now, looking at the commodities, gold is pretty much unched at 1283, and oil bounces just barely. Now, looking at the stocks, the question is, where is it going to go? Okay, that's the question of the day. We'll take a look at that in just a moment, but let's see what we can expect from today's trading. So the real play right now is this Aussie USD. As you can see here, what a massive spike from 69.95 to 70.37, over a 70 pip spike, as you can see here on a 5-minute chart. Now looking at a 1-hour chart, we've regained a little bit. Okay, the question is that whether or not this is sustainable, whether we're going to continue to just tickle upwards into the 70.53 zone. So that's the real question right now. As you can see, we're somewhat at resistance right now. This would be resistance. This would be previous support. And so it's a very big question right now whether or not we're going to sustain this or we're going to break this on the low side. Okay, so it's something really to keep an eye on right now to see if it's going to actually foray into a fade as the spike was artificial. Now looking at the other Forex symbols, GBP USD also spiked yesterday, as we mentioned, but you can see that it trickled down, okay, to 3120-ish level from 3060, 3070-ish level. So this did trickle down, but does look like it has a soft landing here. Now looking all together, it has broken this downward trend that we had earlier, and now we're going to be trading somewhere between, I would say, the 130-150-ish level and 130-ish level. Okay, I would still expect it to test this 130-ish level again as it continues to consolidate itself around this level. Now jumping into another Forex symbol, which really we should have mentioned yesterday, and this is something that I've mentioned last week, as this was continuously trickling up yesterday, okay, and then breaking it higher, trickling last week, excuse me, and then breaking it higher yesterday, as you can see, above 614-ish level, and really in the weakness of the Turkish Lira from all aspects, political, financial, economic, everything in Turkey right now is falling apart. And this is really very important to keep an eye on because this could spike right back up to the 7 level if this continues. All right, so we're trading right now at 614-ish level, and we broke this. We mentioned this last week. I can't emphasize that enough. And then finally breaking above. Okay, someone knew something about something when this thing was moving up this entire time from 544, 530-ish level all the way up to 614-ish level and possibly even higher. Okay, usually when it hits the news, it's time to actually sell, but let's keep an eye on this to see if it does break above this 60-20-ish level, 60-25-ish level, and perhaps it'll challenge the 60-50-ish level once again. Now jumping into gold, really not much to mention here. 1281. Okay, if the market does get stronger, if the equities markets does get stronger, then we could see this actually sell off. All right, 1280-ish level is really a resistance level, as you can see here. 1270 is the support level. So, you know, if the markets actually continue to consolidate today and get some momentum on the upside, we could see this actually sell off. Now, looking at oil. Okay, now we breached that support level at 60.98-ish level, and now we're just bouncing above it, and we're just rallying a little bit to 62.40. Now this has a lot more to really regain to kind of sustain itself, and we're trading right at that moving average right now as it moves into the inventory number this week in terms of that. So, you know, altogether, it's a bounce. Okay, is it sustainable? As it means that it's, you know, reversing itself? Hasn't proved that yet. Okay, so it really means that we're just trading within a range 60.40 to 66.43 for now, until it shows us or proves to us that it could sustain its, you know, upward momentum and break out. Okay, now looking at that Dow Jones, look at this. All right, no, let's take this in time. All right, let's kind of highlight this in time. This was Friday. Okay, this was Thursday actually last week. This was Friday. All right, this move right here. Now, this was over the weekend where Donald Trump had just 2 lines, and look what he did to the market from 26,500 and gap down to 26,138, capitulated down on 25,944, and then bounced right back up for a Monday. Okay, that was Monday. Now this is Tuesday. Okay, going into today's trading session. So ultimately, we are positive somewhat on the day. What's happening here is that you could see that, we gap down and then we close the gap and then sell off. So perhaps we'll sell off here. That's the $1,000,000 question. Okay, so it's not going to give it away because it's not going to tell you if it's going up or down. And the stock market right now happens to be in a situation where we're kind of just consolidating ourselves and just, some things are strong, some things are weak. Okay, and we're just trying to get like a sense of it because not across the board are we strong, and it's really important to note that as we go into the summer session. So with that said, I don't have a clear direction here in terms of the Dow Jones. I would wait until I see some of the stocks solidifying, some of the major stocks, maybe just pushing it higher. But otherwise, I think we'll be in a range, okay, between 26,000 and 26,500 until it either breaks one of the two. Okay, now looking at the JSC, we're right there on support at 52,400-ish level. We're gapping up, okay, and so if this also does consolidate, does improve itself, we could see a nice spike there as we go into the elections as well into this month. Now looking at DAX, still very strong, okay, it's at resistance, failed at resistance, but still, up there. It didn't sell off quite sharply, not at least yet, okay? So I really want to see continued momentum here. Perhaps this was just a pullback to see if this was really sustainable. Okay, so again, you got to keep an eye on the Facebooks, the Googles, the FANG stocks, obviously the bank stocks, to see maybe something will carry the market higher because the economy is strong. Okay, altogether, as the NFP showed last Friday, we rallied over 400 points last Friday. So, and then, with the tweet with China, so it's a mixed bag right now, basically. So you just going to have to play it safe. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.